Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Colmatt and today we're going to be picking up where we left off in the permadeath save. Now if you haven't seen any of the rest of this series or if you haven't seen any of the guides on my channel, I highly recommend checking those out first and then coming back so that way you're all caught up. And if you're anybody that's been watching this channel for quite some time and you're kind of wondering where I've been these past few months, stick around closer to the end of the video and I'll try to explain the best I can what's been going on. But anyways guys, with that all being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So it has been some time since we last picked up on this save, so forgive me here if I'm a little bit fuzzy on the details. I'm going to go based on just what it's telling me down at the bottom, and it says that we need to ask about the mysterious signal. Now this is showing me a separate marker than what I'm seeing here on my screen. This looks like it's actually on planet, it says. So I'm going to go ahead and just check out with the people here and kind of see what's going on. I can't remember if I'd already done this part or not. So yeah, we've definitely spoke with this guy before, or maybe not this guy, but with Vikeen specifically because we knew some words. So we're going to go ahead and just ask about the travelers. Okay, so yeah, so we haven't done this part yet, and another big key, if you haven't ever done this part on your own save, do not speak with the vendors, because if you do, then you will not be able to speak with them again, because after you speak with someone, you can see here, it'll lock you out of, like, text with them. So if I pull it up now, okay, no, I guess they have fixed it, so you actually can just ask the same person multiple times. So that's actually really good. So never mind, disregard what I said. I would still be cautious. You can always just speak with the other guys here at that space station just to be safe. Okay, so find what we have left you. The alien speaks through words not of their own. A string of code is echoed in the back through a red glare. Alright, so now that we have the base computer, we'll be able to leave. So I guess we have spoken with this guy before, because I thought that's how you got the base computer components, but it would appear that we already have a base computer. Again, sorry, I'm a little bit fuzzy on the details. It's been quite some time since I picked up on this save. So we're going to go ahead and just go to our current base, and I'll catch you guys once we're there. So here we are on the planet, and I do now remember exactly what we were doing because I built a little hut here. So we just need to continue on with the base computer and see exactly what it has to tell us. Alright, and now we have a new destination. Now I might take my time getting there because I do want to try to get a decent ship. Goodness, it's been so long. Okay, so we only have 38,000 units, so we need to figure out a good way to make some money. Now, I know a really easy way is just to go into, like, a pirate system, but I don't have the scanner yet. Actually, I don't even think I have it unlocked to be able to go to the anomaly. So we at least need to progress far enough to get the anomaly unlocked, and then we should be able to progress a little bit further, and I'll be able to get the economy scanner. So, how far is this away? A minute. We're going to go ahead and fly into full outer space. Just in case you didn't know that, the higher you fly up, the faster you can get to a location. I feel like that's pretty common knowledge, but there are new people playing this game every day. Yes, yeah, I actually way overshot it in this case. I still haven't decided what I want to do for a ship yet. Again, I know I want to buy a different ship other than the starter ship, but I don't know whether I want to try to get one of the new Sentinel ships because I actually haven't played since the Sentinel ships have been added, so I kind of want to test those out because I know a lot of people have been asking for me to test some of the new ships against the older ships, and I just haven't gotten around to that yet. I've kind of been a little bit burnt out on this game, and I'll describe a little bit more in detail about that at the end, but I spend a lot of time playing this game, so anybody else who kind of gets burnt out on games if they play them 24/7, you probably know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and land, see if we can figure out where this next location is. Okay, so we're 500 U away. 600 U, actually. Hopefully my mic sounds good and the in-game volume sounds pretty good. I kind of tested it out before I got on, but I've had an issue with OBS, so yeah, if it sounds a little bit odd, just let me know down in the comments below and I'll try to adjust it before the next video. It might actually be best. Nah, we'll go ahead and just keep walking this way. Hopefully nothing crazy happens here. Okay, so we're basically here, but I notice I'm getting really low on oxygen, so we need to go ahead and get some of that before things turn south. Because again, this is permadeath, so you know, you die in the game, you die in real life. Not really, obviously. It's just, we want to make sure we try to stay alive as long as possible, and I was actually pretty lucky that we got this whenever we did. Go ahead and scan this for a few extra units. I don't think I have any actual upgrade modules yet, but actually, let's take a look here. Can't really remember. No, we do not. We don't have any upgrade modules at all, so definitely need to look into trying to get some of those. Make sure we grab the rest of this. Might as well. We're gonna need to find some sodium. I don't think we'll be able to gather this. I think we have to have the advanced mining laser for this. Yes, we do. We can grab these smaller crystals around it, though. Maybe? Okay, no, I guess we can't. I thought we could grab the smaller ones. Okay, so that is no good. We need to make sure... Okay, I guess we're gonna have to grab this back here. But yeah, I'm hoping that the uploads kind of get a little bit more frequent on the channel. Again, I don't really like leaving you guys hanging because I love making these videos, and I know a lot of you guys tune in weekly to watch these. So I'm going to try to keep from having the extended breaks as I have been. Again, I'm going to explain in better detail at the end of this video what exactly has happened, and hopefully get the upload schedule back on track, because, again, I really like making these videos, and I know a lot of you guys like watching them. So, sorry about that for the people who do tune in for these. So the sodium we got didn't really get us too far. I'm really hoping that we can find some more here soon, or at least get into like kind of a safe spot. And I'm really whiffing this like crazy right now. We need to get somewhere where we can take a little bit of protection. Hopefully in here will give me protection from the storm. I don't think it will actually. Okay, we're gonna have to pull out the terrain manipulator and just kind of dig down for a second. Let our stuff recharge back up before we go back out. Okay, so we're fully charged back up. At least we should be good for a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and speak with the actual crashed freighter. Freighter crash site. Actually, I don't remember what the exact name of this is. Well, it's a distress signal, but you can see on the left side, crash freighter. Log damage, partial records available. The signal has led me to the wreck of a freighter, colossal fragments of metal scattered across the landscape. Were these messages nothing but the misfiring circuits of a long forgotten ruin? Nestled among the debris, I found the pilot's log, blinking, awaiting input. Go ahead and request the log. Yeah, this is probably a little bit weird. I know I only read certain things. Sometimes I'm just in a reading mood. But I'll leave the dialogue up long enough for most of everybody else to read whatever is missing that I don't read. So we're going to go and take the blueprint. This should give us, I believe, the hyperdrive, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, hyperdrive blueprint. So now we just need to get some microprocessors. Now, we can craft those if we have the recipe. The only thing is we need the recipe from the space anomaly. And I don't believe we can actually get to the space anomaly until we do the next part of this quest. So we're going to have to just buy those, which is a bit unfortunate, considering the lack of money we have. Okay, so we're actually going to have to backtrack back to our ship now, which is parked over there. Hopefully along the way we can find some copper. Okay, yeah, so we do have a copper deposit along the way, so that's actually perfect. So we'll be able to go ahead and grab the chromatic metal, as well as then we can hopefully buy some of the microprocessors. If I remember correctly, they're not that expensive. I can't remember if they're 15k or 95,000. So I know that's a pretty big jump, but I can't really remember exactly off the top of my head. Some of you are probably screaming at me right now, because, you know, you just remember off the top of your head, but some people like me, you know, just don't have the best of memories when it comes to things like that. Anyways, we're going to make our way a little bit closer to the copper. So we did end up making it to the copper deposit, and about as soon as I got here, we ran out of hazard protection. So I decided to dig down. So the copper deposit's basically right up there. You can see the entry where I came in. And I got lucky enough, I guess I just so happened to dig down into an actual, you know, cave. It sounds like we have some animals around us. Yeah, so they're too far away to be scanned, but Sounds like something's walking like right next to me. I don't know if that's able to be heard through the recording, but it sounds like there's something right above me. But anyways, this is back up, so we're going to go ahead and grab the rest of this copper. Now, I did grab a little bit, and this is a pretty big vein, so hopefully we can grab enough that we need for the chromatic metal that it required us to grab. Now, if you don't already know, you can press, if you're on a controller, you can press your left bumper to make this circle smaller. The smaller the circle, the slower you'll mine, but you'll be able to gather more material. And of course, the bigger it is, you know, you'll gather more material quicker, but you'll get less material yielded from these. So whenever you're grabbing the copper deposits or just deposits in general, it's always, you know, best practice to make sure that you're using the smallest circle. Whereas if you're trying to burrow a hole in the ground in order to hide, you want to use, you know, the bigger one. Or if you're base building. And I don't really recommend using the base building for like using the terrain manipulator to base build, because a lot of times if you dig out an area and then try to build underground, you end up running into this issue where sometimes the terrain will just come back on its own. You'll have to redig it back out, so your base will just be stuck underground. Now they could have fixed that, but I don't know. I've always had bad experiences with it in the past, always building back. I'm not getting very much copper from this. This is very deceiving. Looks like I'm getting mostly silicate powder. So hopefully we can gather enough. I think we needed 150 total. I'm hoping that we have enough. I believe it's a 1-to-1 yield on these. Yeah, so we have plenty. We actually have 650, so I'm not going to gather anymore. We're going to go ahead and just make it back to our ship, and we're going to try to make it back to our base. I don't think we made another... I don't guess we do. Or actually, no, it would be here. No. So yeah, so we left our portable refiner at the base. That's fine. We'll just have to fly back to the base to refine this down. And then, again, we're going to have to figure out a way to make a little bit of money in order to buy the microprocessors, which I can also go to the space station and check that out and see how much of that I'm going to need. So we have arrived at the space station. I actually just decided to go to the space station first, so that way I could go ahead and check and see what the price was, rather than landing, then having to take off and waste the rest of my fuel a second time. So they're 27,000 a piece. So we need 5 of them, so we need to make sure we have 137,000. So about another 100k. We can probably easily get that just flying out in space, destroying some of the asteroids, get some gold and silver and platinum. I feel like that's going to be our best bet, because most of the planets that I've been to in this system aren't really, they're kind of barren. There's nothing really crazy here. I mean, you can see the planets here, they're both barren. We do have this planet over here I don't think I've been to yet. Let's see if we can center up on it and see if it'll tell us what kind of planet this is. I don't believe it's going to let us see. Gotta get a little bit closer, unfortunately. Fly a little bit closer. Hopefully we'll get an asteroid field along the way. Oh man, I hate when it does that. So this one does have copper, which we're good on copper. Mainly we're looking for, again, an asteroid field. Just kind of see if we can find one around. One thing I am going to do, so that way it quits prompting me, is I'm going to go ahead and install the hyperdrive technology. So at least from here we can kind of mess with it. So okay, here we go. This is going to be perfect. We have some pirates about to attack us.
Warning. Threat detected. Hostile ships approaching.
Let's see if we can take these guys down. It looks like they've made space combat a little bit more difficult since the last time I played, and it could also just be that the photon cannon's not as good as I remember it being. I know the photon cannon can be really crazy once you throw some S-class upgrades on it, but by default, it's kind of a little bit not that great. We need to make sure we get his shield down first. He is taking our shield down. This guy's not playing nice with us. Okay, we need to make sure we're careful here, because if we take much more damage, he will end up blowing our ship up. appears that he has taken our rockets offline, unfortunately. And if you're wondering how I'm doing the space maneuvering, I'm actually just holding back on the left trigger, or L2 if you play on PlayStation. Don't know what that would be required to use on mouse and keyboard. I would assume W, but I don't really use mouse and keyboard. So we made it out of there. We barely made it out of there. Our ship's in pretty critical condition. So we did manage to make it to the space station. Barely made it here, by the skin of our bone. I don't know if that's even the actual expression. But we did manage to make it here. Hopefully we have enough to go ahead and just get the 5 microprocessors we need. I believe we're good. Yeah, I think we already have more than we need. And I know we also have, I think, 2 Gek relics that we can sell. So we'll go ahead and get rid of those as well. Oh, we actually have 4. Okay. So that alone would have given us almost enough. So yeah, from here we're pretty good. I'm going to hold on to the rest of this because this salt, it's only 2, but we can condense this down into chlorine if we add oxygen into the mix. And I will do that once we get a medium refiner. Like I said, I think you can condense it down on its own, and then you add oxygen to the chlorine to basically duplicate it. So that's an easy way to make money. So we just warped back down to the base, and I realize now that I'm an idiot because I sold all the stuff I needed, but I did not buy the actual microprocessors. And the reason why, you know, that's normally not that big of a deal, but the reason why I say I'm an idiot for that is because if I pull up my ship here, you'll see I have a lot of damaged components. So the pulse engine actually is good now. A second ago it was telling me I couldn't use it because it was damaged, so I guess maybe it repaired itself somehow. But I still need to repair the shields as well as, well, the rocket launcher I'm probably okay with not repairing, but this does need to be repaired just in case we get attacked again before we can get some upgraded weaponry. But overall, the pulse engines are back up, so that's actually fine. I just was a little bit afraid of not being able to pulse there, because it did take me quite some time to make it to the space station. Even from the asteroid field, it took me about 2 minutes of just pulsing there, like with the circle button or with the B button if you're on Xbox. So hopefully we don't get that same issue. I'm going to have to make some fuel, but let's go ahead and start refining down. Man, we're all out of everything. So we need to grab a little bit of carbon so we can refine down this copper. Hopefully we'll catch a break here in a second and get a little bit ahead of the game. Because we're very close to being able to unlock the space anomaly. And again, once we get the space anomaly, that's when things will get a lot easier. Because we'll be able to get the backpack refiner, we'll be able to go ahead and get some new weapons for our ship, as well as new weapons for the multi-tool, which, to be fair, I'm probably not going to try to fight the Sentinels for a little while, just because I know on permadeath things are a lot more difficult. So I don't want to risk this save just getting a little too cocky with it. So I think that should be enough carbon, because I think we had 600 something copper, but we only need, actually I believe, 100 total chromatic metal. So in theory we only need 100 copper. We'll go ahead and refine down this whole stack just so we don't have 2 stacks of copper. Okay, no, so it is a 2 to 1, so we do actually need to add more to this. So we'll add another 60. Yeah, that's over 100. Let's just double check and make sure that is 100 we needed. 125. It's gonna give us 106, so we just need to add a little bit more. And that should be good enough. I don't really care about the excess. We'll go ahead and just hold on to the excess. Worst case, we'll sell it. So now we need to go ahead and get more launch fuel. Let's see what we need. I know we need metal plating. And I believe dihydrogen jelly. Is it? I believe those are the 2. No, just dihydrogen. Okay, perfect. Things are starting to turn around for us already. So we're in pretty good shape. So once this gets done refining, we should be able to just fly back to the space station, finish up by grabbing the rest of the microprocessors, and then we can take off. Alright, so the chromatic metal just finished up. And we've already refueled our ship, so we should be good to go. Just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and bring this with us. There's no reason to leave it here, really. Okay, and with one last swift motion, there are our microprocessors. So we do still have a little bit of excess. We have 98,000, so still came out on top from where we started at least. And we will try to use that to save up for a ship again. Once we get to a point where we can farm stuff a little bit better. Hopefully the pirate way. That's how we'll probably try to get most of the money. So yeah, warp cells, that's what we're going to need. I believe now it's going to tell us where we need to find some warp cells. At least I'm hoping so, I didn't miss anything. So yeah, we're already getting, we haven't even fully flown out of the space station and we're already getting the next part of the quest. So we'll go ahead and find the antimatter signal. And I'm going to assume it probably put it on the furthest away planet for me, because that tends to be my luck. No? Okay, it's not too bad. Not the closest planet, but not too far away. So I will catch you guys once we fully make it there. And the planet it took us to is a cool volcanic planet. I actually really enjoy this. I like whenever there's volcanoes on any planet, and especially when they're different colored from the standard. So these kind of look like they would be like acidic volcanoes, and I think that's pretty cool. I do think it'd be cooler if they were blue volcanoes, but to be fair, I haven't seen a blue volcano yet, so that may not even be an actual option for color spawning. Considering it's procedurally generated, I would have to imagine that that's a possibility, but you never really know. Okay, so now that we're here, gotta go pretty good distance, not super crazy far. Probably should have went ahead and bought some more oxygen while we were on the space station, but I think we'll be fine. Go ahead and gather some from this plant while we're here. So we managed to make it to the abandoned building that was left here. Now, I could go ahead and grab these eggs to get a little bit of nanites, but again, considering this is permadeath, I don't really want to test my luck with these guys. There are ways to kind of cheese them where you just dig a hole underneath them, they can't really attack you, but that's not always 100% guaranteed they can't get you, so I don't really want to chance it. So we'll go ahead and move both of these goose together. Oh, well, I was going to try to move them together. Normally I move them together and then delete them at the same time, but I guess we just have a little bit of goo in our inventory for the time being. So we'll go ahead and grab the blueprint. So now we can craft antimatter, and if I'm not mistaken, it is chromatic metal condensed carbon. So we definitely already have the chromatic metal, or well, we have the, I guess, copper rather. We have a little bit of chromatic metal, but we need to condense more. Good news is I did bring the portable refiner because I knew that this part was coming. So we'll go ahead and start condensing some of this down. There we go. We're good. We're going to go ahead and craft that warp cell. I would normally go ahead and install it, but I think we're a little bit too far away from our ship at the moment to test that out. So yeah, that's a cargo drop. We don't really care about that. It'd give us a lot of money and some very useful materials, but I don't really think it's worth messing with right now, considering how far away from our ship we are. And even once we get to the ship, I still don't know that it would be worth it, considering we don't have any starship shields available. Alright, let's go ahead and take off into space and we'll fuel this bad boy up. So now we can warp to another system. Let's see what the best looking system around us is. I don't know if we have to go to this system. Oh wait, what? It's telling me I have no fuel. I could have swore we just filled this up. Oh, I'm wondering if we need... I guess we need more than 17%. Yeah, I think it's 20% per warp. So we're going to have to find somewhere to... I guess we'll just fly back down to this planet and condense a little bit more down. I did not realize that. So that's good news to know for anybody that's thinking about starting a permadeath save. You do not get a full 20% on your warp cells, at least not with no upgrades and just right off the rip. So that should be good. I think we may actually be out of... No, we have just enough to launch one more time. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and try to launch into the next system over.
Hostile scan detected.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and just grab the first system we see, which is going to be a Gex system. I was kind of hoping for a Korvax system. I'm going to see if there's one kind of close by that we can just hop over to. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and grab this. I'd rather not get into another engagement if at all possible. I don't even know that I have anything valuable on me, so I'm kind of curious why I even got targeted for attack there. I guess we'll never know. And since we're already here, we'll go ahead and just scan and kind of see what we got. Okay, it's going to be a cold planet. We can already tell just by looking at it. So we have made it to the planet. I'm going to kind of fly around the area just to see. Yeah, so typically you're going to be looking for some sort of alien structure like this. I can almost guarantee that this is where it was going to take us because it's going to give us more starship fuel here. Or, well, warp cells, rather. I got super unlucky on the way here. While I was pulsing through space, it actually brought me out while I was kind of close to this planet, and it brought me out right into an asteroid field, so I smacked into a few of the actual asteroids, and it broke my pulse engine again, so that's unfortunate. It appears that someone else has been to this system before us, maybe? No. Okay, that's kind of odd. It was showing that the name of this planet was Most Perfect. Maybe it was... No, that... Okay, it's not the system either. I don't know what that's about. It's definitely odd. So we'll go ahead and grab the knowledge stones here. Learn a few Gek words. It's also worth it to learn them from the people on the space station. That's something I typically tend to do, is I'll speak with every single person on the space station. I just haven't been doing it here recently. I don't know, just kind of because. So now, as far as on this part goes, it doesn't really matter what you answer. I typically try to answer the exact same way every time, but you still get the schematics regardless. So I go friend last, and then I always go the Crimson Eye has seen it on the last part. But if you would have chose the top option every time, or top, bottom, top, or vice versa, you would have got the same exact results. There's nothing too crazy. It's the illusion of choice, rather. So yeah, from here, all we have to do is fly back out into space, and then we should be able to go ahead and jump to the next system over, and that'll give us access to the anomaly. Unfortunately, considering all our technology is broken, or at least all the crucial stuff, I'm going to hold off on doing that until the next video. So tune in the next video. We'll go ahead and repair the ship, and then we'll make it to the anomaly. Hopefully get some upgrades for the ship, as well as upgrades for our multi-tool. But with that being said, guys, that is the end of the video. So if you're new to the channel, and you found this video, you know, entertaining, go ahead and consider leaving a like on it. Also, if you are new to the channel, I would highly recommend checking out some of the guides we have. These Let's Plays are a little bit more kind of just sporadic, and they're uploaded here and there, whereas the guides are a little bit more structured, so you'll get a lot more information out of those, and kind of get a better feel for what the channel is typically like. But if you are an existing viewer of the channel and you're kind of curious where I've been, again, I said I would save this to the end of the video. Or if you're new to the channel and you're just kind of curious where I've been anyways, I'll go ahead and explain that now. So I'm one of those people that if at all possible, I can save money, I try to. So whenever I've seen the option to be able to use some of the software that I use to make these videos available for free, I thought it would be a good idea to try it, because I've had people in the past say that they've had success using that. Well, I found out the hard way it's best that you might as well just go ahead and pay for the equipment or the software that you use, because what ended up happening was I ended up downloading a Trojan virus onto my computer. So essentially I had to restore the entire computer from scratch. There was a potential for me to try to restore it from a cloud backup, but considering that Trojans can sometimes save themselves through the cloud, I didn't really want to chance it, so I just went ahead and completely restored the computer, which obviously in the process I ended up losing all my saved videos. I ended up losing all of the software that I already had paid for or that I was already using, and I lost any and all of my thumbnails / in cards, stuff like that. So it kind of was a little bit demoralizing. It really made me wish that I had never messed with that, because I don't know if it was obvious, but some of the videos earlier in the channel's life were edited on an iPad, or at least the thumbnails were. I'd always use Adobe for actually editing the videos, but I decided to go ahead and swap over to Photoshop on the computer, and that's what ended up causing the issue. Plus, once I ended up resetting my computer, it was about the same time that Destiny 2 Lightfall came out, and I'm a huge fan of Destiny, so that kind of caught a lot of my attention as well. Now if you want, on the channel I will upload some Destiny videos here and there. If you guys don't want to see that, then I'll keep that just for my personal life. It's no big deal. But if you guys are a big fan of that game as well, I'll go ahead and upload some of those videos here and there. But yeah, the main reason is just had a virus on my computer, and it took me way longer than it probably should have to go ahead and restore it, because I wanted to make sure I did everything properly. And then once I got back in, it was kind of one of those things where there was new DLC for another game that I play a lot. So I decided to check that out. Plus, I'd been playing No Man's Sky for a few months, like solid, so kind of got a little bit burnt out. But I'm back on the grind, hopefully. I really enjoy playing. I even enjoyed just playing this little bit today. I know it wasn't super crazy what happened today, but I did enjoy doing this today. But anyways, guys, that's probably more than you wanted to know, more than you needed to know. But yeah, just keep an eye out on the channel. I will have some newer videos coming out soon, and I've said that in the past, but I actually do mean it this time, because I've gotten to a point now, like I said, in my life where I can balance work and play, I guess you would say. So I can definitely afford to be able to make these videos. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Again, if this video was at all helpful or at all entertaining, or at least if you just was curious if I was still alive and this video gave you that reassurance, consider leaving a like on the video. And if you enjoy this style of content, again, this is kind of more sporadic and I'm kind of out of the loop, so this is a little bit different than my standard videos. But check out some of the other videos on the channel and you'll get a better feel. If that seems like something that you like, consider subscribing. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Colmatt. Peace out.